this.
Okay.
But there's a rumor that there's this intimidating toothbrush that's been terrorizing people. And so
Listen, Linda.
Have you been ran out of your
honey,
home?
listen.
Have you been ran out of your home because of an electric toothbrush or something?
I really did think I was praying over my family. I was praying that we would not have a bomb go off in our home. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
No,
I don't even know.
Do you want me to tell you guys what happened?
I'm afraid to hear this. I'm afraid.
So it was a Monday morning a week ago, and I sleep really hard on Sunday nights because Sunday's a really, really big day for ministry, for worship leading and stuff. And so, like, I was out, and I was awoken from a dead sleep by a terrible noise. And it sounded...
Sounds like a Christmas story.
That's what I was thinking.
And what was a clatter?
Listen, it sounded like someone was sawing through my wall, and there was water, like a waterfall. And I called Justin, I put it on speakerphone, and I said, babe, this is not good. Like, something really, really bad has happened. He's like, I'm just now pulling into the plant. And I'm like, it's really bad. And he goes, okay, I'm pulling away from the plant. and he came home, and for 25 minutes, that's how long it takes him. I prayed, and I called him again. I said, do I need to take the kids for safety? I got the dogs out of our room because I thought that my room was going to blow up and we were all going to die. I was really, really scared. And he came home, and he
what was it, Lindsay? What was it?
He opens the shower door, and he said, babe, looks like my toothbrush fell off the ledge and somehow got turned on. Turned the toothbrush off. And we were saved, my hero.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm in a little bit of shock. So, can I speak on behalf of the audience?
Please.
Okay. Here's what everybody, y'all feel free to chime in and tell everybody that you're agreeing with me here.
Yes.
So I learned a lot about you already. So here's the question.
Okay.
You know, there are on this planet, when something happens, there are a million possibilities.
Yes.
You went straight to the house is going to blow up.
I went straight to the Lord in prayer.
Well, that
for
was
my house.
After your house is going to blow up. I mean, why couldn't it have been that there is a mole who is bore into your house?
Listen, when I was like in
How about,
when I was in middle school, our water
It was
heater
an Al Qaeda
exploded.
mole. It was
okay?
going to blow up, okay?
Our water heater exploded when I was in middle school.
Well,
in the bathroom right next to my...
Not only do I get a lot out of your sense of humor and just the way, just how kind and open you are, but also just the way you get into things is, for someone like me, it's great to be around because it's shown me a brand new way to be able to live. So I can't possibly say enough good things about you except that I love you.
Terry, you have made a huge impact in my life. I'm so grateful that God has brought you into my life. As much as you have poured out, I still feel like you are this pool of wisdom that we've yet only had sips of.
The big overarching takeaway for me that I appreciate is you're the real deal, right? You're the genuine article, and you live what you talk about. You don't just say you can do this, you can do that. You actually run and operate and live in that lifestyle business, not just talk about it as a theory.
I'll speak for me for a moment. In my life, oftentimes, I go in and I push that button, and I push it gingerly in the hopes that I can get one of the rings to go up and hit the hook. And whenever it's your turn to talk, you kind of say, Case, move over for a second and take that button and jam it and hit it 19 times to get every ring flying in the air. And that's kind of the feeling that I have whenever you talk. It's like, wait a minute, let's shake this up a little bit. Let's shake the snow globe and see what happens. Like right now, Terry, I am so inspired after listening to you for the last 25, 30 minutes to go back and do about 400 things, of which I might have done one prior to you talking, but you got me so jazzed up to go in there and accomplish something, because often we need people like that, with agitators, somebody to come in and agitate things and say, hey, look, you can do a lot more than you're doing. Look at me. And Terry, I've always liked looking at you, and I'm hopeful that I can be more like you going forward. So thank you for everything.
I'm still blown away by your story. It's incredible. And so it's just so inspiring. And so, I mean, I feel like you embody that. Like when I think about you, it's hard to separate you from that incredible story that you have. And so it's such a gift to us to get to just be in the presence of someone who has that story and who has come as far as you have. And with that, the second word was experience, because with that, you just bring so much experience. There's so much value in what you say. Amazing coach. So like just vast experience. I feel like you're able to speak into so many of our lives in so many different situations. And it's always like on point and helpful and thoughtful. And then the third was humble, because I feel like you do all of that with so much humility. Like I feel like you don't pat yourself on the back a lot, or, say, oh, I'm this great person. It's kind of hidden behind this, oh, I've just got a little comment here for you, filled with all of this value.
When I think of Terry Wilson, I think about the comeback kid. Your original story of how you built the piano business and how the market of 2007, 2008, that crash, and how you came back and you built something that is what it is today. And yet here you are.
Hey, Terry. Well, I think today has just demoed exactly the brilliance that you share. The humor, it's guaranteed that every time that Terry's got the mic, there's going to be laughter amongst the group. And I'll extend that into honoring your skills as an interviewer and as a podcast, because I had jumped on a few months ago because I hadn't listened to your podcast, and content can draw us in, but the people who leave the conversation and the skill behind that, I was pleasantly surprised and impressed, and I've kept you in my circle because of that. So I think the lens in which you see the world is so amazingly beautiful. I love that you're real. You talk sports, you talk music, you talk the things that come to our heartbeat of being a part of this country. And it draws people in, and I'm one of those individuals. And I also think you're genuinely gentle, sincere, and you're like, a cousin or an uncle that, I just want to hang out with more and more each time. So you light us up, and that's not something easy to do week in and week out, in just the waves of our own lengths and the commitments that we have in our circles. So I am grateful for all that you bring to us and all that you've shared with us, and definitely the laughter as well. So
what's up, Fire Nation? Another bonus episode coming your way. This one was a great chat. I had a lot of fun with Terry Wilson. Terry is a serial entrepreneur who offers entrepreneurs and solopreneurs the tools, training, and technology needed to earn and enjoy more. For the past 13 years, he's helped thousands of hungry individuals discover their thing, develop the skills to do it, and be given a strategy to deliver it to market and produce value. Terry has a weekly podcast that can be heard on iTunes, Stitcher, and at terrywilson3.com. He also wrote a book called You Are Worth More, which you can check out at youareworthmorebook.com. We have a lot of fun in this episode, Fire Nation. I truly hope you enjoy. It's hard. It is hard work to achieve uncommon success. But you know what else is hard, Terry? Being broke.
You better believe that.
Living paycheck to paycheck, not being able to support your loved ones, not being able to support yourself, not being able to get up in the morning and do something that you want to do, but doing something you have to do. That's hard too. So Terry, my call to action for everybody here is choose your hard. Like back in 2012, it was hard. I spent 32 years of my life doing hard work and making the wrong decision on choosing my hard. I was going down the wrong path. I wasn't having any success. But then I flipped it and I said, you know what? Building this business, Entrepreneurs on Fire, it's going to be hard work. But the alternative is hard too. So I choose the hard of building a life of freedom, of building a life of choice, of building a life of uncommon success. And that's my call to action to everybody hearing our voices today. Choose your heart.
Choose your heart. Boy, I love that. Because there's a high cost of low living. And sometimes we think that, we're just going to get out of this easy by taking the path of least resistance. And boy, sometimes the end of that path is just a tiger. I'm telling you, brother.
Identify your big idea. Not be a weak, pale imitation of somebody else's big idea, which most people do. They're like, oh, look at what Terry's doing. He's so successful. Look what John's doing. I'll just copy them. And then you wonder why you fail, because you're a weak, pale imitation of those people and you will never win as a result. You need to come up with your big idea your zone of fire and wake up every day on fire, living that life. That is the life that you deserve. Because what at the end of the day do we really want? Freedom. The ability to wake up and do what we want, where we want to do it, with whom we want to do it with. If you have those three things, what more is there in life? And you can give yourself that gift. Just take it.
Which is identifying why are you here? You know, I like to say it this way. You're not a cosmic accident. You didn't show up on planet Earth because lightning struck a mud puddle billions of years later and you crawled out. You're a significant person with a significant reason for being here. There's a reason for you to be here. And once you identify that big idea, as John just said it, life becomes, oh my gosh, becomes unimaginable. Give us another. Go ahead.
Just on that point real quick. I mean, I think it's so key for people to understand this, like what Terry is just sharing. There is so much wisdom out there in this world, but there's also so much noise and it's chaotic. And sometimes it's so hard to really cut through all of this and to really get to the meat and potatoes, to really get down to what matters.
Does anyone know Terry's story, what Terry did?
I do.
So Terry sold musical instruments, sold pianos, right? And what was it? Was it 9/11 that created the problem?
Yeah.
9/11 creates a problem. Nobody wants to go. There's no money in town anymore. It's a brick and mortar store. Some woman comes up to him in church, some older woman, and she's like, I was thinking about your problem, and the Lord told me you should sell them on the computer. Sell your pianos on the computer. And Terry's like, that's a great idea. I got to get out of here because you're crazy. So, of course, he does it in that sweet way where he says, oh, bless your heart. And
Bless your
he
heart.
thinks about it. And then he's like, you know, he told me about the story about, you know, the guy, it's a flood and, you know, you should get out. No, the Lord's going to save me. And at the end, he goes to God and says, why didn't you save me? He's like, I did. You know, I tried. I sent you the news report. I sent you a helicopter. You know. So Terry takes that and he's like, God's telling me what to do here, right? So I should do. That was the message. I should sell these things online. His first thought when the woman tells him that is, how am I gonna, because she said her grandson sold CDs.
On eBay.
Terry's like, how am I, you could just put them, I can't put a stamp on a piano. This is crazy.
Drop it in the mailbox.
Yeah, so the next day, right? The next day he starts sells them out in a week. So he doesn't think about, he doesn't latch on to his idea of I can't ship these things cheaply, right? He just goes past that. He goes, well, what's my first solution? My first solution is I got to sell these things. That's all he's thinking about. He sells out his whole inventory in a week. Then the problem comes to him. How do I get rid of these things? I've now sold them. How do I deliver them? So what would you guys have done?
Hire a U-Haul and drive them out there.
Yeah, that's what Terry did. Terry got a truck and just was like, well, I'm going to take my brother-in-law. We're going to go around the country. We're going everywhere. And he delivered pianos for 2 weeks. That's amazing. And then, you know, then he's like, oh, and the next thing is I talk to someone and he goes and he talks to the manufacturer and he's like, so, you know, where are these things? You know, if I want to get them, how do I sell them? And he doesn't go into the conversation with the idea of, I'm going to figure out how to make this more efficient for myself. Or maybe he does to a degree, but he doesn't make that his outward appearance. He's not desperate. He's desperate, but he doesn't portray desperation. He portrays, as he's talking to the person, he's asking them questions about their business. And they give him the keys to the kingdom. They tell him the whole layout. They tell him exactly how to run his business. Now, in Watergate, did you ever hear, like in the first week after Watergate, Woodward and Bernstein spoke to a Spanish guy down in Mexico. And the joke was, he told us exactly what happened, but we don't speak Spanish, so we lost the story. It turns out that was true. They got the whole thing in the first week, but didn't understand it. Terry got the whole thing in the first week and put it together. He hears, you have warehouses all over the country, so why don't I sell them and then you guys will just deliver them locally? He gets that in an instant. He doesn't think about the problem. He doesn't think they're not going to do it, any of this stuff. When I hear about Terry selling them and he just gets in a truck, my first thought with that is,
Welcome to TerryWilson3.com.
Over one decade of helping others
Discover, develop, and monetize your skills and talents at TerryWilson3.com.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started.
You're the real deal, right? You're the genuine article.
Right now, Terry, I'm so inspired after listening to you for the last 25, 30 minutes to go back and do about 400 things. You got me so jazzed up.
I'm still blown away by your story.
When I think of Terry Wilson, I think about the comeback kid.
You're like a cousin or an uncle that I just want to hang out with.
Terry, you have made a huge impact in my life.
Can't possibly say enough good things about you except that I love you.
Here's your host, Terry Wilson.
Thank you, Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson, and you are listening to TerryWilson3.com. This is August the 9th. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you know where your kids are?
Nope.
Well, good. You're probably happier for it. But tonight we're talking about 212 degrees, and we've got the one, the only, the legend, Miss Spelling Bee in the house. Miss Spelling Bee, how are you doing?
I am great today.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. So how is it out in Texas?
Well, it got a little hot.
Got a little.
It's August, so it gets hot.
A hot in Texas in August.
What is hot for Texas? Like, what do you guys consider hot?
Triple digits.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, that's hot for anybody.
But is it a dry heat or is it, humid like we have in the Southeast?
It's not humid like the Southeast.
Yeah, it's more of that desert heat.
Which is still, like, if you hop in an oven, that's a dry heat, but it's still hot.
You're still getting cooked.
It's still hot.
Well, tonight we've got Miss Spelling Bee on, and we are talking about 212 degrees. Speaking of heat, do y'all know the significance of 212 degrees? I bet y'all don't even know. River, do you know?
Yeah. So 212 degrees is hot.
True.
Yes, true. You make a true statement, but is there any more significance to 212 degrees other than...
Well, Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fahrenheit.
I'm buying myself extra time.
Don't look it up. You can't look it up. No cheating. Well,
at 211, water is simply hot, but while at 212, it's boiling.
It's boiling. Oh, that's right. And Miss Spelling Bee's got a great... I listened. I watched it earlier today as I was working out to see what it was. And boy, good stuff. You guys are in for a treat tonight with that training with Laurie. So she always brings the heat. So can't wait to have her explain that. But before that, River, what do they need to do?
So, as always, we really appreciate your positive feedback, likes, and shares. If you are listening to our podcast via iTunes, Stitcher, or Pocket Cast, please take the time to like, share, and leave us great feedback. It helps us further reach out on those platforms. Also, if you are on the live stream with us tonight via YouTube, please like, share, and use the hashtag TW3Podcast478 so we can find your share. We always like to pick someone to leave a copy of the book, You Are Worth More.
My turn. Me and River have different notes. Mine says, conference, Reagan. Hey, everybody. We got a conference coming up. If you'd like to go, you can go to TerryWilson3.com, get your tickets. That's September 7th through 9th. I would recommend that everybody that can go should go. We always get raving feedback, and show up.
It's a great time together. And I'm telling you, after what we've all been through for the last year or so, why not get out there and get around people, get connected with humanity again?
Yeah.
But more importantly than that is to be able to see real people just like you that are finding ways to improve their lives.
Yeah.
And it's always a special time. And it is this September, we're August the 9th. They're literally less than a month away. So can you believe it?
Are you stressed?
Yes.
No, okay, good.
I am. My stress level is about at a 10 right now.
That's pretty good.
But I go to 20, so.
Yeah. Those are rookie numbers. We can get those up.
That's rookie numbers. No, I mean, you guys know me. It's sort of out of my wheelhouse as far as this type of.
It is really weird that you're not an event coordinator or planner, and you keep doing it every year. You should really hire someone to do that.
Well, it's hard to find good help.
Where's Chris?
Where is Chris?
Chris, what are you doing?
Chris,
help him.
Where is he at?
Help him.
He supposedly is overseas on a mission trip right now. So.
Those are all made up words.
Made up words. He's just trying to get out of work. Yeah, he's doing the Lord's work. We're giving him a hard time, but he will be back in, I think, next week, as a matter of fact, and we'll be talking more about the conference. But listen. Miss Spelling Bee is going to be there. Miller Time is going to be there. Greenbacks is going to be there. Coach Bobby is going to be there. We're going to have tons of people that you're going to be able to meet, greet, rub elbows with, and sort of, glean from their expertise and how they're doing business. And unfortunately, I can't get around it. Unfortunately, I will be there, but don't let that deter you.
Don't let it stop you.
Don't let that stop you. There's still some good people going to be there, despite the fact that you might have to put up with me.
Yeah.
But 212 degrees. 212 degrees. There's a significance there. It's about being that tipping point from going from just simmering to just explosive things happening. And we have experienced in the last month some explosive growth. Laurie, how has business been for you in the last month?
Well, I've got that one extra degree that provides exponential results. So it's going great.
You have been on fire, and other people as well. I don't want to say that it's just you, but you have been, and you've always been solid business and everything. But man, this last month it has just been absolutely incredible, and in no small part, I think this TW3 Easy Pay has just been
It's opened the doors for everybody.
It's been a game changer. It's been a game changer, and it's put everyone in a position of where if you've ever desired and wanted to do something better for yourself, there's a means there, because guaranteed acceptance, guaranteed approval to getting someone started, building their professional career is just so rewarding, and it's so fun to see. I mean, I don't think a day has gone by. I'm looking back in the last 3, 4, 5 weeks that new business isn't getting written.
Yeah.
And sometimes 2 and 3 pieces of business. And I know you guys are complaining, but that's good for us.
I like it. I like it.
Now, after 2020's ups and downs,
it's a little bit of a roller coaster.
It makes me feel good because it's like, okay, it's consistent. Like it's
yeah. Because that last quarter of 2020 is like, it was a little rough, and then it started turning around in 2020. I think the zeitgeist
2021.
2021, excuse me. The zeitgeist
it turned around in 2020 as well. But.
He's like, but net for the first 3 quarters, it was a windfall for us, and then I think the politics just got to a point where everybody's attention was affixed
a little bit. Yeah.
It was like everybody's ticked off. There wasn't a side that was not ticked off, and to this day, I don't think. But I think it's mitigated to the point where everybody says, "Well, we got to get back to normal."
We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't know if you guys remember, but the tipping point was when Kobe died. For me, at least, when I remember 2020 going bad, Kobe died, and everything
that was right at the start.
2020 started off on a wrong foot. That is really the truth.
I know we're already in August of 2021, but it's just nice to like reminisce about. Oh, you remember 2020? Man, that year sucked.
What a dumpster fire.
That year was awful. But here we are again, writing new business, and things are looking up.
It's looking incredible. It's not just, I know in the context of being so up and down that last quarter of 2020, you could say, well, that's just your perception. But no, I'm looking at numbers. July was a record-breaking month for us with new business. And August has so far been on a clip that's going to be, if it goes as July, it's going to be better in July. And I was like, well, where's the end of this? Well,
hopefully
never. And I got something that I want to talk about before Laurie's training. I'm going to do just a little segue, and then we'll get into Laurie's training coming up right after the break. I want to talk to you about two game-changing upgrades that we will be announcing at TW3. And it's going into beta in another 2 weeks. What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking of all the people that typically, now with Easy Pay, everybody was very excited for that for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah.
But typically, anytime Terry says there's an upgrade, I can just feel the moaning of everybody that was just learning. But for once, I can confidently say this is a better upgrade for everybody. Everybody's going to be really happy about this because it's about to make everything a lot easier.
Yeah, it's actually going to...
On the technical side. That's typically where people are like, I've been trying to learn
If you like the technology or mastered some of the technology now, you are going to be incredibly happy with some of these, because the working knowledge that you currently have, you will be able to use, and you won't have to pick up any new skill sets for the other one. So it's going to be incredible. And then the other one is a new business opportunity inside the Elite package that we are bringing on that is basically going to be able to turn all of our Elite members into, for lack of a better term, and I need to be careful because it is you're going to be able to write loans and equip people to write loans in just about any industry, whether it be real estate, cars, or whatever. You're going to get a pretty sizable commission just to refer people over to get a mortgage, to get a home loan, to get a car loan, to get whatever business loan they need to build, to buy machinery and equipment for their business. You're going to be able to, you don't have to do anything but just generate the lead, capture it, and send it to these folks. And for doing that, you're getting paid a pretty handsome commission. So that's an upgrade that we're going to be talking about. And then we've got a technical piece that is going to really be, I think, as big of a game changer as TW3 Easy Pay was, then it was. It's just, I've been playing with it. I've let some of our radio guys and gals, like Miss Spelling Bee, saw part of it, and she was talking earlier before we got on here, said she was excited about it. Have you got to play in that back office much, Laurie, yet, to just snoop around and see it?
Yeah, I snooped around. Of course I did.
Of course you did. And what did you think? What was your initial?
I'm just blown away. It's going to be awesome.
So
I cannot wait.
Guys, basically, I'm going to give an overview, and then I'm going to invite you to a special training that is going to be for our members on Wednesday night, but I'm going to open up for anyone. You don't have to be a member at TW3 to attend this Wednesday night. There won't be a mastermind Wednesday night. We're having a company-wide training at 8 p.m. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the East Coast, so I always quote East Coast time, so adjust accordingly if you're in a different part of the country. But you will want to be there because you're going to see our current system, how it works, and the power of it, and you're going to see a demonstration and an overview of what's coming down the pike and seeing how it's going to work. So a lot of great stuff. So that's coming up in segment 2 and then 3 with Laurie on the 12 degrees and what it stands for and what it means and how it's going to affect your business. And it's a mindset shift that if you'll adopt, I'm telling you, you can go to all new levels. So stay tuned. And then in segment 4 coming up, we've got some email questions that came in that Reagan will be asking for you, and we'll be answering. So got a lot of good stuff coming up right after this.
Say goodbye to 2020 and hello to 2021. It's time to target our goals for this year, like the goal to be successful. We can do this by exploring new things, following influential people, and giving back to get more. Maybe our goal is to get to know ourselves better by reading more or listening to things which inspire us, to push ourselves and follow through so that we can be our best self and get ahead to feel great. So whatever your goals for 2021, find what you're looking for at theleadertree.com, where leadership grows. So check us out Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern at tw3radio.com and theleadertree.com, because strong roots build stronger skills.
Hi, this is Valerie Williams of Dimensional Talent Streams, heard every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at tw3radio.com. Here I discuss multiple income stream generation. So whether you're a business owner, an online marketer, entrepreneur, or you're looking for a business opportunity, this is also for the everyday person. Here, I do this in a very practical, inspirational, motivational style, where I also invite guests. please join me, Valerie Williams of Dimensional Talent Streams, every Thursday, 6 p.m. here at tw3radio.com.
You're listening to TerryWilson3.com.
Inspiring, informative, and entertaining content for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
Terry Wilson 3 is like Highway 9 in that it's always under construction. But we're getting an upgrade, and so Terry's got that for us next.
Thanks, guys. Tonight, I want to talk to you real quickly about another upgrade that we've got. Two upgrades that are coming to TW3 that I've got to admit, and I know I'm an excited person. I get excited about the opportunities that we have as individual entrepreneurs and we have as a company that helps other people. So, I understand you have to sort of take some of my excitement with a grain of salt just because of my personality type. But here's the deal. TW3, from its inception, was to solve one problem and one problem only, and now it solves multiple problems. But it was this: the ability to get in front of people that need, want, desire, and can afford what you offer. Lead generation. After the just catastrophic business failing I had in the 2007 going into almost 2008, losing my business, losing my company, losing eventually my house that I was raised in as a child, my great grandparents met, very painful time. I found myself in a completely new business. And the problem that I had was, I was used to working a sales floor. I was used to people coming to me. I never was in a situation where I was, quote unquote, working remotely or working from home, or, people just couldn't easily find me. Now, even though I built my piano business and my music business online, I still had that physical brick and mortar, and I still had sort of an old school mindset. So when I got into the insurance business and I had to learn how to get my values out there in front of people, my products, goods, and services, it took me a moment. I was like, how in the world do I create a apparatus that will drive qualified leads to me via phone, via email, via text, whatever? Well, through tons of trials and tons of errors, a system was born, and I started learning how to generate specifically leads for the insurance business. And because I had that value, because I solved the problem for myself, I could take that solution that I had solved with multiple components and offer it to other agents and to be compensated for it. And that's how this whole business has exploded. And over the years, we've had multiple different products and tools and things to do, but it all hinged on getting in front of people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you offer. And then several years ago, we brought on the blogging component, and then we brought on the auto response components, and all of these different components. It started off with just a voice broadcast dialer and a landing page, and then it has just evolved into a database of over 200 million leads that are scrubbed against the do not call list, that they're filtered against demographical filters like age, income, zip code, all of those things. So literally, when you have our platform, you have every tool you need to be successful in business. Well, it is technology based. And here's the thing. Last year, one of the final components I felt like for us to have every single thing an individual or a small business would need was a CRM. And we launched the CRM Max. And the CRM Max is a cool component, but it's a technical component in this one regards. It's powered by AWS. And you have to go to AWS and get set up with them and all of that. And because of that, because AWS, Amazon Web Services, is made for developers. And it's made to be able to drive all kinds of different online marketing tools and online digital tools that don't even have to be in the marketing space. But all that said, the setup component of the CRM has been challenging. So what I want to do is, number one, I want to show this coming Wednesday night, company-wide training. I want to show you how you can use patches from MailChimp, Aweber, GetResponse, all of these different auto-response email systems. I'm going to show you how you can patch the auto-response component of your emails with them, with our CRM. And then I want to show you how what's coming is absolutely going to blow your doors off in this. It's got artificial intelligence components set up in it already. It's got drop and drag funnel building already in it. You don't have to have as much of a programming mindset. We're going to have a lot of funnels pre-built for you. So there is a lot of exciting things, and I'm going to make a special offer for people who want to get, and I'll tell you what it is right now. There is going to be a component. If you're not an elite member, it's going to cost to get this component to it. If you become a member now, if you're a member now, you're grandfathered in, and if you are an elite member, you're going to have the component for free. Okay, so and the reason we're going to give it because we need to have time with you for some additional coaching and training and support on some of these artificial intelligence components and things the AI components. But it literally will do everything from, for instance, quick example, person comes and opts into your form, it will automatically call them with your voice, leaving a voicemail on them, send a text, send an email, and ask them to go ahead and set up a time to speak with a calendar. It does all that for you. You're not even engaged. The power of this thing is just absolutely incredible. And so I'm really, really excited about it. I'm excited about not only what it will do from a technical standpoint and a marketing standpoint, but what it's going to do in the ability for the average Joe to do it and not have to spend so much time with the Kindle and reading through and watching videos and trying to figure out, because a lot of it's already going to be there for you. So it's a great component that we've brought on the TW3. It's going to launch sometime this fall, first of next year. We're going to give members beta versions of it now so they can start playing with it. So when it does launch, sometime at last quarter, first of next year, latest will be the first of next year. Earliest will be, sometime I would say November, December. But you're going to be able to get the beta version in just a few weeks, and you're going to be able to start playing with it. And so if you're a member, you'll want that. And so a lot of cool stuff, a lot of things. And then we're going to show you how we're going to be able to get you another product, good and service, as an elite member that you can put right in to your suite of business solutions you're going to be able to offer your clients. And that is the ability to get funding. Financing. For lack of a better term, you're not going to be a loan origination officer. You're not going to be a loan officer. However, you're going to be able to take applications from people, pre-qualify them, speak intelligently with them about various financial tools that they can use in their business to be able to buy machinery, to buy equipment, to scale their business, to buy commercial property, to buy automobiles, whatever it is that they're needing to buy. You're going to be able to give them a resource to help them do that. Even if they have terrible, terrible credit, you're going to be able to help them, and you're going to get paid handsomely to help them as well. So it's just one more income stream that you're going to have as a elite member at TW3. So I want to share that to our membership-wide group on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. If you were not on our list, go to terrywilson3.com, click on the join button, join our list. Okay, that'll put you on our email list. I'm going to be sending an email out to that list with the Zoom link so you can be on. You can also contact your recruiter, trainer, or TW3 rep, independent rep that you've been working with. They are going to have that in their inbox tomorrow morning as well to be able to share. So those are some really exciting things. Guys, I can't stress to you enough. Think about this. The ability to have a product, good, or service that you can convey to others and many times not collecting any money. They don't pay anything but maybe $20 to up to $100 maximum a month. And you walking away from helping them and equipping them and giving them every tool, training, and technology piece they need to be successful, you walking away from that moment with them with a commission of anywhere from $750 up to $1,750, and if you're an elite member, selling our enterprise system, as much as $18,000 in commission. Now think about that. That's the power of TW3. So that's the profitability. And then to have a tool that drives as many leads as you want, so you're never having a cold call. So all you're doing is you're just on the phone. Okay, you don't want it? Fine. Yeah, no. And then finally, you know, 1 out of 25 qualified leads you close. It is such a beautiful business. And what are you closing them with? The very tools, training, and technology anybody in any space, any industry needs to be successful. Are you a pastor? Are you a church? You need people. If you don't have people, you don't have a church. You have an empty building. It takes the ears of people hearing the words that you're speaking inspired by God to call it a ministry, right? If you're a coach, you got to have clients to coach. If you are a restaurant, if you don't have people buying your food, you don't have a restaurant. You have a culinary, you have a hobby. Everything requires people. So the tools, training, and technology drives the people. The easy finance gives them a means to be able to buy it if it's a high ticket product like TW3. And then with this new CRM component, the relationship goes in and automates a lot of that, warming the market up, giving them the information they need, sending out the information they need in a timely fashion, automating so as one person, you as one person, can literally have the effect as a whole agency. That's the power of TW3. That's the power of these tools. That's the power of this opportunity. That's the call to action. You know, I love what John Lee Dumas said in our interview a few months back. He said, working for yourself, entrepreneurialism is hard, and it is. But you know what else is hard? Not being able to pay your bills. Working for someone else that doesn't care nothing about you. Working in a situation that treats you like a number, as a component in a whole cog of systems. And if you're not, they'll replace it. You're not a human. You're just a cog in a wheel. Only you are going to have the desire, the passion, the hope, and the trustworthiness to see you succeed. If you want to succeed, then put your success in your hands. And the best way to win is have those tools, have that training, have those pieces that will cause you to win. So that, I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are. Come out Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And if you don't have that link sent to your trainer, make sure you're over at terrywilson3.com. Click on join, and it will send that to you as well. So hey, y'all ready? Let's get back to it.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
It's not Terry Wilson, it's me. I hope you guys liked Terry's last segment. I'm excited for the upgrade. I think a lot of our members are going to get a lot of value out of it. But now we've actually got a training with Laurie on 212 degrees, which I'm also excited for. So let's get into it.
One degree. Did you know that raising the temperature of water by just 1 extra degree means the difference between something that is simply very hot and something that generates enough force to power a machine? A beautiful, uncomplicated metaphor that ideally should feed our every endeavor, consistently pushing us to make the extra effort in every task we undertake. 212 degrees serves as a forceful drill sergeant with its motivating and focused message while adhering to a scientific law, a natural law. It reminds us that seemingly small things can make tremendous differences. And so simple is the analogy that you can stop listening right now and walk away with the opening thought firmly planted in your mind and benefit from it for the rest of your life. And that's the purpose of this training, to help you internally define and take ownership of the most fundamental principle behind achieving life's results beyond your expectations. A simple idea with a singular focus, an actionable focus. And it's this dramatic. 3 numbers joined together to form one, crystallizing a message that absolutely assures life-altering, positive results for those who choose to apply it. Reams of material are written and taught with an approach to reaching an end by close to effortless means, and more will be written. Advertising messages continually promote methods of achieving end results with little or no effort. And this material and these messages are so effective that in many cases, people will work harder to avoid the extra effort than to actually apply the effort that will produce the originally desired outcome. Likewise, great materials with solid approaches to results have also been created and taught. Unfortunately, action on the part of the student in so many cases is the missing ingredient. And for those individuals who do take action, there are even a smaller number who make the extra effort necessary to reach the desired results that were originally set to be achieved. Books are purchased, programs are attended, and clubs are joined with the wonderful intentions of putting forth the effort to achieve, only to end in another block of time invested half-heartedly with appropriately corresponding results. Why? Why do you enter into any activity with anything but a commitment to achieve your objective of that activity? Not a desire to achieve your objective, but a commitment. 212 degrees is not only a message of action, it's a message of persistent and additional action, the continual application of heat, that's effort, to whatever task or activity you undertake in order to achieve not only the primary objective you seek, but to reap the exponential rewards that are possible by applying one extra degree of effort. How many opportunities have you missed because you were not aware of the possibilities that would occur if you applied a small amount of effort beyond what you normally do? People develop personal habits towards action and rarely attempt to develop them further and continually. Unless someone engages in frequent self-review or advice from an external source like a friend, a manager, or a mentor, to bring something to one's attention, a person will continue throughout life making very small improvements, if any at all. Now you're aware of 212 degrees, the extra degree. No longer will you be able to do only what is required of you and only what is expected of you. Because with this awareness comes responsibility to yourself and to others. And again, you are now aware. You may not be able to turn up the heat and hit the boiling point, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't make the attempt. It's what you'd advise others to do, and it's what we should teach our kids. 211 degrees can serve a purpose, but 212 degrees is the extra degree that will bring exponential results to you and those you touch throughout your days. There are no real secrets to success. Success in anything has one fundamental aspect: effort. To achieve exponential results requires additional effort. Take your courses, read your books, listen to your podcasts, but take action. Take action with commitment. Then when you're ready for exponential results, apply the extra effort. Sometimes you'll have immediate exponential results, And sometimes you'll realize the benefit of your extra effort much further down the road. Regardless, in many cases, it may only be that one extra push that gets you 10 times the results you were attempting to obtain originally. Pace your expectations and operate at your new target. From this day forward, commit to operating at 212 degrees in everything you do. It guarantees to increase your results positively, and in so many cases, increases your results exponentially. Professional golf tournaments are comprised of 4 rounds of 18 holes played over a 4-day period. That's 72 holes total. There are 4 major tournaments each year: the US Open, the British Open, the PGA Championship, and the Masters. The average combined margin of victory between 1980 and 2004, and that's 25 years, in all tournaments combined was less than 3 strokes, less than a 1-stroke difference per day. From 2000 through 2004, that's 5 years, the winner across all tournaments took home an average of 76% more in prize money than the second place finisher. The margin of victory between an Olympic gold medal and no medal at all is extremely small. Can you imagine winning or losing by less than a second or by mere centimeters? Did the person who won find that 1 extra degree they needed to win? I guess no one can say for sure, but it kind of makes you wonder. Horse racing's classic races include the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes. A horse that wins each of these races in a single year is considered a Triple Crown winner, an unofficial title held by only 11 horses in the history of the sport, which goes back well over 100 years. The Kentucky Derby and the Preakness last approximately 2 minutes, and the Belmont finishing at just over 2.5 minutes. The average margin of victory between 1998 and 2002 over each of the Triple Crown races combined, that's 15 races in all, was less than 2.5 lengths. 6 races were won by less than a length at 40%. I guess 212-degree horses are a thing, maybe. 2 of auto races' premier events are the Daytona 500 and the Indy 500. Each takes roughly 3 to 3.5 hours to complete. In the last 10 years of each race combined, the winner took the checkered flag by an average margin of 1.54 seconds and took home almost $1.3 million in first place prize money. The average prize for second place was around $621,000, a difference of more than half. So where can you apply 212 degrees? In service, whether it's to your customers, your family, neighbors, friends, church, and your community. In attitude, the difference in success or failure is not how you look, not how you dress, or how you're educated. It's how you think. The power of a 212-degree attitude can be unstoppable. In leadership, people will follow you anywhere if they know you genuinely care about them. Whether you're managing an organization or working with clients, people will respect you and listen to you if you will practice 212-degree leadership. In kindness, we all seek our purpose in life. Most of us wonder how we can make a positive difference during our brief time on this earth. But asking and doing are 2 different things. Show those around you some 212-degree kindness. In commitment, just like companies have market value, well, so do people. In the simplest terms, your market value increases by knowing and doing more. You cannot get what you've never had unless you're willing to do what you've never done. In belief, do you believe in yourself enough to think you can? Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. In focus, 212-degree focus is critical to your success in business and also in life. More is better sounds reasonable, but usually the opposite is true. Less, I've discovered, is usually more. The reason is that there is something powerful about laser-like focus. Having simple, clearly defined goals can cut through the fog like a beacon in the night. In perseverance, once you've decided to do something, make a decision to persist without exception. To persist without exception means to ultimately ensure success in your endeavors. Focus on your desired outcome. Hold fast to your dreams. Stay the course. Do not quit. So here's some ideas for implementing the 212-degree mindset in your life. These are specific ways for you to begin taking 212-degree action right now, this week. And they're just the beginning for you. Grab hold of one or two and begin, or start with one of your own. Once you start, it'll be difficult for you to act in any other way. 212 degrees will become a wonderful new habit in your world, a backdrop to all that you do, a habit that will create fantastic life results for you and help you serve as an influence to all those people around you. Choose to visit or talk with one extra friend each week and create 52 additional discussions among friends for the year. Do something helpful and unexpected for one friend each week of the year and plant more than 50 additional possibilities of influence. Wake and act each day with the understanding that your actions will be absorbed by your children, and your children will grow to be contributing adults to the level of your influence. Add an extra 15 minutes each day to the time you invest with your kids, an equivalent of more than 2 weeks each year at work. Imagine the exponentially positive effect of investing 2 extra weeks each year exclusively in the development of your kids. At work, make the extra contact each day, a sales call, a customer, a brief discussion with a colleague, an encouraging talk with a member of your team. With contact comes opportunity. And at the end of the year, you'll have opened more than 200 additional doors of possibility. The secret to anyone's success could be called "and then some" syndrome. And the power of these words is pictured in a short essay written by Carl Holmes. And I quote, "And then some. These 3 little words are the secret to success. They are the difference between average people and top people in most companies. The top people always do what's expected, and then some. They are thoughtful of others. They are considerate and kind, and then some. They meet their responsibilities fairly and squarely, and then some. They are good friends and helpful neighbors, and then some. They can be counted on in an emergency, and then some. I'm thankful for people like this, for they make the world a better place. Their spirit of service is summed up in these 3 little words, and then some." Now, here's some 212-degree reflections. You see opportunity, you're aware, but you're busy. I need to be somewhere doing something, otherwise I'd help. Someone else will do it. Someone else will pick it up. Someone else can handle it. It's not my responsibility. Or a person struggles, you help. A door needs to be opened, you open it. A piece of trash is in your path, you pick it up and throw it away. A child needs some extra attention, you give it. A job needs to be completed, you do it. One more act of kindness a week will add 52 moments of inspiration to your year. Push it to 2 a week, and you add more than 100. Imagine the possibilities. Indulge your good side once more each week and start right now. Choose joy. Cease to complain. The weather, the traffic, my boss, my customer, my mother. I don't have enough, but I really need, I can't, if only it's Monday. With the 212-degree approach, just be. Move forward. Cease to complain. Your words move others. Your words move you. Make yours send everyone in the right direction. Complaining once less each day chokes off 365 seeds of negativity a year. Put a smile in the path of a complaint. Once daily, cease to complain. You skim the material. Great stuff you think really makes sense. I like it a lot. You move on quickly. Or you read the material. You pause. You reflect. You give it thought, deep thought. You embrace it or toss it aside, but you do so after pausing and reflecting on it for more than an inattentive moment. Thought is important because it is thought that generally precedes action. Pausing and reflecting, investing thought beyond an instant twice more each week on a particular topic creates more than 100 additional possibilities of action or improvement each year. Pause and reflect deeper twice weekly. When did you last evaluate the tasks you do every day against what's most important to you? When did you last evaluate them against who's most important to you? You have goals, you have time, you have energy. Where should it be invested? Removing just 2 diversions from your life each week eliminates more than 100 distractions a year from what's most important to you. Prune the diversions twice weekly. Comfort, risk, both are enjoyable. One we strive to create, one we try to minimize. One can make us lazy, one can make us stronger. When did you last risk failure? When did you last leave your comfort zone? Step out of your comfort zone at least once a week and create over 50 additional opportunities for excitement, challenge, and possibility each year. This is what life's all about. Risk, attempt, fail, succeed once more each week. It's been said that youth is wasted on the young. By taking risks, we assure ourselves that life isn't wasted on the living. You know, involvement in reminders drive continual awareness, and with awareness comes responsibility and action. So let the number 212 degrees serve as your constant reminder. It's your new way of thinking, your new way of acting. Write it down and leave it wherever it might serve you best. Wherever you need a prompt to extra action or just action itself. Your bathroom mirror, the dashboard in your car, in your cube at work or at your desk in your home office, or on your refrigerator, or above the door of your workout room. It's time to turn up the heat. Now get to work. Thanks for listening, friends, and please join me on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on tw3radio.com. And remember to look up from the place where you are now and get walking.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
What a great training, Miss Spelling Bee. That was absolutely incredible. I tell you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boys, aren't y'all amazed that your dad can find such quality people and convince them to hang around?
I don't like to beat a dead horse, but yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and they say miracles went out with the apostles. I beg to differ. Your dad has convinced Miss Spelling Bee not only to be with us, but then to stick around.
It's one thing to have like Zoom trainings and stuff where knowledgeable people come on, and that's really cool. But then you go to the conference and you actually meet some of these people, and they're incredibly smart and gifted and intelligent people. And it's like, and you're
and high caliber people. Yeah. And then you look at the founder of this whole shindig and you go, how did this happen?
He went to
doesn't make sense.
And he's here now.
I'm telling you, there is a God in heaven. I just proved it. So anyway, we got some great questions. Let's get into them. But Laurie, thank you so much for that. Incredible.
My pleasure.
That was a great training. Go ahead.
Always awesome, Laurie. Number one here was I was a member 4 years ago and want to rejoin. I was a plus member, but then want to become an elite now. What would I have to pay?
Oh, okay. So what you do is you take the amount you paid for your plus membership then. So whatever it was it $1,000 or $1,500?
I paid $15,000 for my plus membership.
Right, you never paid that much for that. So you take what you pay and you subtract it toward the current elite membership package, which is $3,500. So whatever that is, that's your balance. And then if you want, you can just simply finance that through TW3 Easy Pay and maybe only pay, $10, $20 a month, plus have a year's worth of admin in their finance. So, but this, I'm telling you, TW3EasyPay.com, go there, get approved, guaranteed, and start making your money on your terms today. But yeah, that's all it is. And that's a great thing we need to let people know. Number one, when you become a member, you immediately have equity into your membership. Now, membership prices are going up. So sometimes if you like, for instance, you started at the elite package and you've been gone for a year or two and the package went up $500 or whatever, and there's been some upgrades since then, you might have to pay a difference on that in some things, but you never lose the equity. So
that's also typically like if you were an elite member 4 or 5 years ago, because that's 2 upgrades ago.
That's 2-3 upgrades ago and different things. So there might be some additional cost there, but you do have some equity. We have to, just send us an email directly. We'll pull your membership, see what was paid, see what upgrades and what it would cover to change that. So, but yeah, I mean it's easy to do. And here's the other thing. If you were a member last year or year prior and we didn't have a CRM, when that CRM got introduced, how much did you pay extra, Laurie, for the CRM once it came into your package?
Not one dime.
That's right. So no matter what we're doing, we're constantly, and I know you guys are joking with me and give me a little bit of a hard time, but that's the nature of technology. You have to.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, there's no way this thing's ever going to be static. No. So, but the thing is, and that's what I was talking about to Laurie, and what I shared in my training prior, one of the things that are different about this particular upgrade is we've sort of broken away from the ecosystem we've always worked within, which is that WordPress ecosystem. Trying to find a plug-in to plug into WordPress to make it work. We had to go outside that, but in doing that, we figured out a way to where we diminished a ton of the technical stuff to where it's just drop and drag. Yep. And it's everything, all of that knowledge that you learned in TW3's system, using the WordPress blog and page creator and stuff like that, is going to be applicable. It's not like, that's just old knowledge I can't use anymore. No, it's definitely transferable.
Yeah.
So that's good. Great question.
Second question here. I was just laid off due to downsizing in a fairly large company and have 6 months of severance to find another job. How much time does a person need to be able to replace a $120,000 a year income?
Laurie, have you ever heard someone getting downsized in a large corporation?
I was in that exact situation when I came across TW3. I got downsized from $100,000 a year job, and I didn't want to start all over. So I started with TW3. Now 6 months should be plenty of time to, get rocking and rolling. But, with the caveat that everybody is different.
Everybody's different. It's not a guarantee, but
there is a learning curve.
Sure.
And everyone processes or picks up quicker, or some are slower, or how much time do they have to devote to it and what have you. But as we learned in the training, if you would just spend 1 hour a day, then you will be an expert on any subject in just 5 years. So we're not talking about 5 years. We're talking about 6 months. Terry, I think you had a member that had started and within a week or two had already made his first sale. So that is possible.
Oh, sure. It's just not the norm. I always tell people that's the exception, not the norm. It's definitely possible. But it's also not the norm to go out a year if you're doing due diligence, if you're doing all the activity and doing good by yourself. It's not the norm to go out 6 months, I'd even say, and not see results. That's not the norm. Can it happen? Absolutely. It's just not the norm. The norm for us is once you become fully operational, which is go through those steps. And what are the steps? Because I don't want to be mysterious. You got to set up a merchant account, right? Because you got to be able to take money. Number one, we're an online business. So if you don't have the ability to receive money, how complicated is that? Go to PayPal, go to SquareUp, go to Stripe, go to somewhere and be able to go to QuickBooks, go somewhere, be able to take money. Number two, you got to be able to create these ads that we're showing you and how to place them. Okay. And there's a whole process. We call it a sales funnel. And I'm not gonna lie, it's technical. There's some moving parts there, but we have great trainers and people that come alongside you that help. But there is that. And then finally, and I would say that the thing that we cannot, and I've learned this over the years, it's one of those variables that it's all you. It's something we can't do. You got to be able to communicate with people, build rapport, build trust, build a relationship with people to close the sale. Now that's interpersonal work, and we have a lot of inspiring, motivational training. That's part of the reason why we do what we do here, is because that's why Miss Spelling Bee spent so much time tonight talking about, 212 degrees. Why do we spend so much time on this mindset? Because it's that missing piece that you've got to, no one wants to buy from a sourpuss. No one even wants to hang around people that are just angry, frustrated, and irritated all day, right? Yep. It's not attractive. So to the degree that we can come alongside you and tell you, hey, look up from where you're at, right, Miss Spelling Bee, and start moving toward where you're supposed to be, that's the component it's all you, baby. We can get the leads coming in. We can get them, all of these tactical things we can handle. But that part right there, you get that. And then it's to the races. And if you've come from a sales background like this question here, and you know what it's like to build rapport, you know what it's like to all of those non-tangible things, Well,
that's the question, isn't it? It's like, what are you coming in to do? The guys that make the most money the quickest are typically the guys that go from a sales job to reselling our system. They're like, hey, this is sales. I do sales.
Yeah. And it's an easy sell because you got a whole process that you're just, it's just like to I hate to use this metaphor, but it's like shooting fish in a barrel at that point. You just get them into your funnel and then just go to town.
Yep.
And here's the thing, Terry. I heard someone say this the other day. You will never be well off working for someone else. The only way to do that is to work for yourself. So having the opportunity to have a 6-month severance, and there's no other opportunity like that you have the time and, you got some severance. So your bills are covered. There's no, it's now or never, baby. You either, get something going for yourself or go look for another job.
That's true.
Where the same thing could happen to you again. Who knows?
Oh, that's the truth. This is a Kairos moment for that person. So take advantage of this special, dispensation of time to where you can do something better for yourself. Because here's the bottom line is you can always go get a job to work for someone else. You can always.
True.
That might not be a great, but you can always go Uber. You can always go work at of course, those are jobs that you might not be desired to do, but going and yoking yourself up to someone else's dream vision and mandates on your life is a whole lot easier than having 6 months of a window here to be able and to me that's part of the attractiveness of this TW3 Easy Pay. Because there's people out there that don't have a 6-month severance. They don't have. But if they can find a system that mitigates that financial pressure for just a moment to give them time to get operational, then what are you waiting on?
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Third and fourth question are pretty quick here, so we'll run through them. Number 3 was, are there conference tickets available?
Oh, yeah. Go to TerryWilson3.com, just click on that, and we've got tickets available. Come, and you want to probably stay somewhere close to the Aloft. If you don't stay at the Aloft, the conference center is right across the alley from the Aloft, but there's other cheaper hotels, even if you don't mind walking a couple blocks. I'm not saying the Aloft there in downtown Greenville is the cheapest. I'm just saying it's the most convenient to get to the conference.
Number 4 was, how can I be trained by Terry directly?
My question is, why would you want to?
Why?
No, if you become an elite member, you get into our mastermind group, and you have me to ask any question you want at any time. And not only do you have the benefits that you perceive that you could possibly get from me, I can't imagine, but you have a room full of high achieving entrepreneurs that will be able to answer the question for you as well. Because here's the thing, if you've ever done a personality assessment, you will learn real quick, you can be the most competent person in the world, but still your personality is such that it doesn't communicate well with other personality types. And I realize I'm a very intuitive perceiver, so I speak in intuition. I'm big picture, and a lot of times people are looking for those nitty bitty little details for how do you get from point A to point B. I said, well, here's the book. And it's like, no,
I was literally about to make a joke. I was like, if you want training from Terry, I can go ahead and give it to you right here. It's whatever, insert question here. Go to step 4, pull up video part 3. It's in there somewhere. That's Terry's training. Like, I've made hours and hours of content that train you how to do this. I'm not going to repeat it. Just go look it up.
Well, I'm not saying that in a dismissive way, but it is. I mean, it's right there. But I realize that doesn't satisfy some people. Yep. And that's not
shade on them.
That is not me throwing shade.
Like, you skipped a part. Here's like that. Figure it out.
Yeah, well, just read between the lines. I can't read.
What are you talking about?
And that's the power of this mastermind group. Because I will be able to give big picture, big vision. I will be able to show you what I do. Yeah. But to the extent it doesn't connect with you and it still doesn't resonate and it still doesn't make sense, you've got professional, experienced from the corporate world trainers like Miss Spelling Bee.
Yep.
And Bobby and all the, you've got people that.
Which I will say the new upgrade is going to be super helpful with a lot of that tech stuff.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of why the system, I think, at least something that I've come to realize is set up the way it is because people like Laurie and Bobby and Gary are great trainers, much better, no offense to you, but much better than you when it comes to like following up with their people. They're training them. They're constantly staying on top of it. And the way our system works, at least it seems like, is, for me, tech support is I have Bobby, Laurie, or Gary going, hey, we've got a client. We're working on this. It's not working the way it's supposed to. I take it. I digest what I can. I fix what I can. And then I bring it to you when I can't fix it. Right.
Right.
That's how our system kind of is set up. With this new upgrade, I think it's going to become a lot more streamlined and a lot quicker for our clients, which I'm very, very excited
a lot quicker.
For.
But there still will be and then if I can't do it, then it goes up to the developer.
Yeah.
So that's
and then when the developer can't do it, I'm like, well, I guess we got to find a new system.
We changed the tool. Well, if we're gonna figure this out one way or the other. Well, Laurie, what you got planned this week out there in San Antonio?
Just trying to find that one extra degree. I got a ton of stuff going on, so I'm just.
Well, you are rocking and rolling.
Trying to keep going.
All this new business you're writing, and of course you've got your book of business that you continue to serve as well. So I know you are busy. And she does, on top of all of that, she produces a weekly show over at tw3radio.com. So what you got going on over there?
we may have a conversation with Mr. Wonderful coming up soon, because we haven't heard. We've heard about Mr. Wonderful, but we haven't heard from Mr. Wonderful.
Well, and by the way, guys, this is not Kevin O'Leary she's referring to. Just for those who think she's married to the guy off of Shark Tank. Different Mr. Wonderful. This is the original, the OG. Mr. Wonderful.
That's right.
not the easily duplicatable
knockoff version.
Knockoff version. No talent on Shark Tank. We're talking about the real Mr. Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to listen to that.
Okay, I'll have to lock him down to a time.
Lock him down. Now, you're on Tuesday nights, right?
Yes, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. Well, make sure you get over there and listen to Look Up with Laurie Brown at tw3radio.com on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Well, Laurie, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Did I say
she
6?
Just said it.
You said 6 p.m.
I did. 8
Shame.
PM. See, I don't know why.
To be fair, though, it would be 6 p.m. your time, wouldn't it, Laurie?
No, it'd be 7 p.m.
Central.
She's in Central time.
7 Central, 8
okay.
Eastern.
I thought San Antonio was like the third one over.
The
we
third.
have 4 in our, right?
No, it's just one. It's just
3.
one over.
He didn't get A's in geography.
Yeah, he failed biology, so.
You guys know who my teacher was, right? Like, this shouldn't be a shock.
Yeah, I hear you. He was homeschooled. Now it's my fault.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen, if you want to be at that training, get with your trainer, your recruiter. They're going to have a link sent to them. This is Monday night. So they will have that in their inbox tomorrow with the special link to invite you if you want to see some of these new tools and upgrades that's going to be available. And I'm telling you, if you want to be at TW3 and you thought about doing something, now is the time. This is the best time to start taking your money, business, and life to new levels, because all of the upgrades and the opportunity with financing and that we've got, it makes it so easy to help so many different people with high quality products, high quality training, and opportunities that will fit them. They don't have to wrap themselves around opportunity, but have the opportunity wrap around their lifestyle, their desires, their passions, their purpose, their abilities. So that's what we offer, and we've got a special training. It's going to be a membership training Wednesday night at 8 p.m., but it's open to everyone who wants to attend. Until next time, this is Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com.
Get a free sample copy of the book You Are Worth More by going to TerryWilson3.com now.
If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com.